Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to if you were brand new, if this is your first video with me. We do things a little bit differently around here. We tend to ramble quite, not quite a bit. I try to keep that out. But the big point of what we do here is educate others. And today, that's exactly what we're doing. Sorry, I'm picking up some loose things. That's exactly what we're doing. Today we are going to be talking about succession planting. A little how-to for succession planting. It's not that hard. It'll be a fairly simple video, fairly short. Companion planting, not companion planting, succession planting. Succession planting is the act of succession sowing your crops. So you have a harvest at all times, or close to those times, as all the time as possible. Now, this can look different for many people. I will use an example of how I am succession planting one of my beds. I don't so much as talk in ways of succession planting crops, because I will switch things up quite frequently. So I will talk about succession planting beds right now, but it kind of goes hand in hand with that, with succession planting plants. So I have one bed right now, and it has cabbage and zinnias in it. The cabbages will be done about the middle of June, and the zinnias will be done, or will start flowering at the end of April, and then flower all the way through until June, in that space. Sorry, that was a mouthful to get out. Not really, just my brain completely lagged. But those will be blooming. I'm not good with dates. But those will bloom up to that point. And then once the cabbages are done, the zinnia plants will be ripped out. And then I will be planting corn directly into those spaces. I will amend with compost, and then I will plant corn, the whole bed. The whole bed will be corn. After the corn's pulled out, I will probably go back to cabbages, because it'll be right at that weird time of going into fall here in Central Virginia, and so we will be doing that. I will probably be planting more cabbages to have them over winter, maybe some lettuce, things like that, to get them established before a frost. Then, that's it. That takes me into the next year. But in another one of my beds, my other corn bed, I'll be planting corn very, very soon as of filming this. You guys will have already seen that, I think. Maybe not. But I will be planting corn in that space, 7 foot by 5 foot bed. Be planting the corn, and the corn will be pulled out, and then I will probably plant bush beans, either dragon tongues or purple queens, the whole bed. Mass freeze a bunch of them. We don't really can, so freezing one of those right now. I'm trying to do some other things, so stay tuned for that. But that's what is really going to be used in those spaces. And then after that, I might try to get 2 rounds of bush beans out of them. I think I timed it right. So then that bed will be empty, and then I will then start another wave of lettuce or cabbages, because then they'll be behind the other one. So then that is also succession planting. You want your plants spaced out a little bit, and timing, so you're constantly pulling things and things aren't going to seed or bolting or whatever. You want to be able to harvest for as long as possible with certain things. Some things are harder because they do have the urge to go right to seed all the time, and that's okay. Just keep trying it, keep doing it, and eventually you will find the perfect time of year to do things in your area. I'm trying to figure that out this year. This is my 4th year gardening, and I'm still figuring that out. It's been a struggle up to this point, because I still don't always get things right, don't always know when to plant things or whatever. I still mess up on my pumpkins too. But I'm always good with my tomatoes. I always have enough tomatoes, because I make sure that I have them all year. So it really is the best thing for me to do, is to succession plant things. My tomatoes stay all year long. My cucamelons will stay all year long. Strawberries will stay all year long in their beds or their pools or whatever they're in. Same thing with marigolds. The sunflowers, as long as they're producing, they'll stay. If they're not, I'll pull them out and do a fall wave of planting of those specific things. But I keep checking these seeds. But that really is in a loose casing. That is, yeah, that really is what succession planting is. It's making the most out of your spaces. It's getting things good to be able to go for the next season or for the new whatever. And that can be hard sometimes because sorry, I'm checking something. And that can be hard sometimes because you are constantly trying to figure things out and make the decisions. And yes, sometimes succession planting is very difficult because it means that you have to pull something out to actually be able to get the second wave, even when that plant could continue producing. It's making those hard decisions, but ultimately knowing that it's going to do you more good to make those decisions than to not make those decisions. And it is very difficult. And I commend anybody who is able to do that without feeling an ounce of sorrow. Because I always do. Every time I'm tearing something out, I'm like, I don't want to tear you out. You've been so good to me. And then I ultimately have to. It's not the end of the world at all. In fact, I don't look at it like that at all. It's, in fact, the beginning of a new era. Because it means that you can plant something else, that more things can grow in these spaces. So yeah, succession planting, very easy. Super good. The best advice that I can give you on how to do that is to know when your first and your last frost date is, because as long as you know those two things, you can backtrack anything. And also Google is your friend here. I will Google things like that. That's just who I am. I'm a very curious person, so I will Google just about anything, honestly. And I have done that before, and it's not bad. So I know when my last frost date is, and I'll, if I know cabbages take 80 days, that's a rough estimate. I have no clue how long they take. I'm gonna do something that I actually know, slicer tomatoes usually take 110 days. So what I will do is 110 days before my my first frost date is November 1st, estimated. So I will say how many days from, or 110 days before November 1st. So then I could plant that, but I always go extra because you want to be able to produce, or you want to be able to pull from those plants, but also as the days get shorter, less light, not as ideal growing situations. So that is really something that you should look at. If I was going to do something like that, I would probably go 150 to 160 days out from my first frost date. That way I can at least guarantee that I'll be getting some sort of harvest. That really is as easy as that. I know I did not explain that very well, and I'm sorry, but that really is what succession planting is. It's very simple, very, 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 very easy, and I want people to be able to use these things and to be able to take them forward into their own gardens. Yeah, we all know succession planting. We all know that that's what you can, but until, I feel like, and this is with anything, until you actually have the experience where you've needed to succession plant or you've messed it up, that's when you really learn. No, I'm not saying that you can learn everything from me, because it's not true. I want to try to cut back on your mistakes as much as possible, by showing my failures, by showing my flaws up front, because there's a lot of them. Things like that. But we don't get stuck on those things because we can't. If we get stuck on them, then it's a hindrance. We don't need that. So, all in good time. I have some things that I'm going to go ahead and get planted out in the garden because I am not eager at all. I want things to just hurry up and come up, but they're not. They're taking forever. No, I'll just go ahead and plant more things like that, because it's as simple as that. And if things don't come up, It sucks. That's why I'd never use all of my seeds for something. I'll do different areas like that. But if I don't have enough seeds for something, then I'll save them, obviously. But this video has gone on and on in different directions. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one. Hopefully you'll join me for another video. If not, it's been wonderful having you. But I do encourage you to grow a garden. If you have any questions or anything, leave them in the comments below and I will get to them. And if I feel like it's something that all of us could benefit, I will make a video from it to the best of my knowledge. I'll also research a lot, so I'll figure some things out. You can do that too, but still, for more people. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.